Welcome to Tucker Carlson. Tonight, a special edition Inside the Issues, where we take a deeper look at some of the questions America is facing tonight. But first, the news. We're just a few hours at this point away from a potential partial government shutdown. The president says that any further funding of the government must include money for the border wall that he promised. The House narrowly voted to give him that money just yesterday, but so far, the Senate hasn't budged. Many senators are out of town, so it looks like that may not change. The official Democratic line tonight is that if you want to protect America's borders with a wall, you hate Jesus.
A time in which we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, a Jesus Christ who had to flee for his life with Mary and Joseph. Thank God there wasn't a wall that stopped him from seeking refuge in Egypt. Thank God that wall wasn't there.
Kristen Fisher is a Fox News Washington correspondent. She is on this story. She joins us tonight for an update. Kristen?
Hey, Tucker. Well, with just 4 hours to go, there is still no deal, and the House has already voted to adjourn until noon tomorrow. So it is now almost certain that the government will indeed partially shut down at midnight. Now, with that said, behind the scenes, negotiations are still ongoing. Vice President Mike Pence is still on Capitol Hill, where he's been for several hours now trying to work out a deal with Democrats. He cast the tie-breaking vote to keep a bill alive that would provide billions in funding for the wall. But the Senate did not take up the bill because they said that there was almost no chance that it would pass. Instead, the Senate has decided to not vote until an agreement has been reached between the president and the leaders of the House and Senate.
What this does, I think, is push this ahead to a negotiation that yields a result and does the best we can to keep from shutting down government, or if it does shut down, shutting down very briefly.
So the question now is, who will blink? President Trump, who's promised this wall to his base, or Democrats who are just days away from gaining control of the House?
His wall does not have 60 votes here in the Senate, let alone 50 votes. That much is now clear. Democrats have offered 3 proposals to keep the government open, including a proposal offered by Leader McConnell that passed the Senate unanimously only a few days ago. We are willing to continue discussions on those proposals.
Until then, Senator Corker says everyone should just go home and have a scotch while we wait for a deal. In fact, Tucker, there is a bar just down the street offering specialty shutdown cocktails for all federal employees with names like the Border Wall Banger and Mexico will pay for this. Tucker.
I know the bar. Kristen Fisher, thanks very much. Well, it was just a few months ago, right before the midterm elections, when they still felt accountable to voters and knew people were paying attention, that several endangered Democrats fighting for their seats said they were ready to fund a border wall. Joe Manchin of West Virginia said this.
Hey, I wanted Mexico to pay for the wall, but they're not. So we need to do it ourselves. We do need a wall. We're going to do what it takes to secure our country.
Indiana Democrat Joe Donnelly said pretty much the same thing.
The radical left wants to eliminate ICE.
I support ICE funding President Trump's border wall.
So now it actually matters. Their votes could be critical. Where are they tonight, Manchin and Donnelly, where they're nowhere to be found? They never really supported a wall. They were lying. They were just saying what they thought it took to win, and they did win. This game has been going on for many years. Many members of Congress, particularly on the Democratic side, say they want a secure border. But when it comes down to voting, they never do a single thing to achieve it. White House advisor Stephen Miller pointed that out pretty clearly yesterday on CNN. Watch.
The Democrats all say they support border security.
But like what?
Where they disagree with you is
they voted against Kate's law. They voted against ending sanctuary cities. They voted against deporting MS-13 gang members. They voted against deporting violent criminals. They voted time and time again against a physical border wall to stop illegal entry. I mean, where is the evidence that you keep asserting they're for border security? They haven't been. They oppose closing loopholes for asylum that flood our system with meritless claims.
I want to move on to another sensitive issue.
They oppose ending catch and release.
Stephen,
I want to